it's difficult.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Teri. Teri,
Hi.
the million-mile flight. I hope you're getting good mileage for this, right?
I don't know. It
You
seems
don't
like
know.
they change the rules all the time. So
They do change the rules all the time. Anyway, we're talking about Teri's trance to Japan to work on her
mhm.
home over there, and some of the um, what is the word I want to say?
Challenges.
The challenges. Let's put, yeah, a positive spin on it. The
Yeah,
challenges that come with it. But
yeah,
anyway, well, thank you for telling
yeah.
me about it. Anyway, we're going to do a show about it someday, and Teri's also going to chronicle her journey doing it, I think, on another channel. And I will be the first one to sign up when that
Yeah.
thing goes because I'm really interested.
Yeah. Well, it is an interesting journey. It's
Sure,
very interesting.
sure. It is an interesting journey.
It's really interesting getting used to another culture and how they think, how they act, how I need to think and act.
Yeah. I've moved a lot all over this country. And
Mhm.
this country, you have this, it's not quite the same because, of course, we're all in the same country. But seeing how people do things in different places is always really fun. When I
Mhm.
was growing up in New England, if you went to get a shopping cart in the grocery store, we called them wagons. So we'd say,
Mhm.
where are the wagons? And then I
Mhm.
went to other places and they were called a buggy. When
Mhm.
other places they were called a cart. So it is funny how that, and here comes Carl, and Carl's
There you go.
himself is in another country, learning how to adapt in that other country. So
Oh, nice.
fascinating. Yeah, he's over in the Philippines. That's where he is.
Oh,
So that's sort of in your general direction, closer than it is to be here, right?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can't imagine, and it's a good thing that you are learning a bit of the language because it's very
Yes.
difficult to be able
But,
to do
but,
that.
I think that spirit has something to do with that too. Because one
Uh-huh.
thing that I don't think I've shared with you, but this last trip to Japan when we were there, um, it was a very hot day, and I was working in the front room,
Uh-huh.
and my husband was working in the kitchen, and suddenly the neighborhood boss uh, suddenly appeared in our front window.
Oh,
The front window's like a big sliding door, it's huge,
uh-huh.
and
Sure.
our house is up a little, and he kind of leaped up on the sidewalk and was in the door and immediately said, "No, no, no, no." And my husband said, "Terry." I knew it was an emergency, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
And he said, "Terry, go out back. Um, there is an old lady dead on our property. Go check it
Oh
out."
my. Oh my God.
And I'm like,
Oh my God,
"Okay,
Terry.
well, okay." So
Uh-huh.
the other thing I haven't told you is everybody in the neighborhood, except for me and my husband and I and one other person,
Uh-huh.
are above 80 years old. Most of
Oh,
them
okay.
are
So
above
you're the
90.
youngster. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of them are all above 90 years old.
Right.
The other young person is 78.
Okay. Okay. All right. I get you.
And
Yeah.
so, anyway, so I go back and indeed there's not a lady on our property dead, but she's on the next property over.
Okay.
And so I go
Still.
out and take a look at her, and her hand moves, so I know she's not dead. Okay.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, did these two men think about the fact that I speak the least amount of Japanese? Just
Really? Yeah.
so
Really.
so I said, sumimasen, sumimasen, which is I'm sorry for bothering you. Kind of like,
Mm,
excuse me, gomenasai, gomenasai. I say all the nice words. And then
right.
I say the only thing I can think of, which is, genki desu ka? Are you lively? Are you
Oh.
lively?
Uh-huh. Well,
Essentially, I
close
guess
enough. Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
are you
yeah.
alive?
Are you alive? Yeah. Oh my God.
And then he starts talking to me.
Okay.
And then part of me kind of goes fuzzy,
uh
fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
And I think her and I are talking, but I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know anything.
Wow, wow, wow. It's just
And
coming through. It's just
and
coming
then
through.
and
Yeah.
then spirit grabs me and says, "Go upstairs, get her some water and a cushion." So I go do that. By then, finally, Sekiguchi-san, our neighborhood boss, and my husband come over and start talking to her, but far away. They won't get close. I'm
Really?
the only one that can go over there. And
Oh my
it was
God.
it was
Oh,
interesting. She was okay. She took the water but wouldn't sit on the cushion.
mhm.
And eventually they Sekiguchi-san got it together and realized he could take his car and take her home, so he took her home. So that's good. But I
Maybe
haven't
it was the fact you're the woman and she's a woman. Maybe that was it.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
all I know is something happened to me where
Yeah, yeah,
spirit
yeah. Something happened
talking
to you
to me
with your fluency. Yeah.
because
Oh,
something
Terry. Oh my
it's
goodness.
fuzzy. I can't remember it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah. But oh, that's really awesome. Well, you certainly stepped up to the plate, and I can't figure out why your husband didn't go with you either, or the other guy. Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know, but
oh
there
Terry,
it is.
what stories
I
you
just
have.
I decided I need to have an old lady saving kit near the door all the time now.
Absolutely. It must feel kind of nice though to know that you're a youngster in the group, I mean, really.
Oh,
Yeah, makes you feel good.
who would think at this age I'm
I know.
suddenly young?
I know. I know. I get it. It's just all depends on who you're with. And
Yeah,
what and it also depends. I was talking about this the other day. It also depends on you know, if I say young people, I mean anybody like 50 or younger. When I say old people, I mean like over 100. That's only because I'm working up to that at this point, at some point, hopefully. So, oh my God. So here's Carl saying,
that's fine. And the Shinkansen. Yeah, thank you. That's the train.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, that's so funny. That's wonderful. Well, while we've been yammering, and it's been a fun talk, Viviani came in and Carl came in and CJ. And so, Carl says he loves Japan. Yeah. Starfish Jenny. Hi, honey. Lori Hunsinger, Martha Bean, Linda Kennedy, Jill Sinanan. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's what it is, Jill. She says Carl's name evokes her beloved who is now on the other side. And so that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have who else? Let's see. All right. All right. Jill says, Carl Heese, I might fall in love with you. There you go.
Ooh, we got romance
We got
developing
romance
today.
going on here, yeah. just a soul love, I believe, because of his name. I
Yeah.
know. And we get it, Jill. We totally get it. So, welcome to Teri Suzuki. It was very quiet when we first came in, so we were discussing some of her interesting experiences in Japan, where she is renovating a house, and she isn't currently there. She's back home right now, but she'll be going back soon. She's been over a few times. Now, will your husband go with you in October as
Yeah.
well? He will.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad that it's a lot of work for you, and it's nice to know at least you have him there with you to help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've just made it so that people can realize that they can speak other languages even if they don't think they can. So here you go.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm all,
lively? I love that. Are you lively? That's so good. That's so good. Anyway, so welcome everyone. If you want to put up your questions, we would be pleased to take your questions for you this morning. I spent the whole day yesterday sleeping. I graded. I did grade because it's like school ends next week for two places, and I have two other places. One's starting and one's in the middle. So I was doing that, and then I slept, and then I went back, and then I slept. So I must have slept about 20 hours yesterday. Honestly.
wow.
Yeah, I just needed it. It just is. The energy is exhausting enough with all the things happening in the world and stuff. But it's just like you get to the point where you're not sleeping at night, and that's really not good for anybody. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I did do that. And today I'm supposed to go out to lunch with my kids. And they're not kids, of course, they're my kids, but they're in their 40s. But then my son is putting new backsplash in his kitchen for his girlfriend for her birthday. That's what she wanted, was back. She reminds me of you, Teri. What do you want for your birthday? I'd like a new shed, Um, and so something happened, and now they have to wait for the electrician. And so anyway, no hurry. I'll get there. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Diamond. Hi, Diamond. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I did need it. I could use another few hours of it, but at least I know that some of the grading is behind me. By the time I get to a Saturday and I don't have a lot of my grading done before Sunday, I get really nervous. So, yeah. So, hi, Mary Thornberry. So, what's going on with everybody? How's everybody doing in the chat? Are you all handling life as we know it? Diamond has a question. So that's good. So Diamond, you started it out. Anybody else have one? Please put it in. If you haven't been read by Teri, you've missed out on something very important. So yeah. So you might want to ask. She has a stage. She has all kinds of cool things that come in. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I didn't have a chance to talk to you, Aley, but if we want to kind of combine modes of reading,
Okay.
like for instance, if we want to do some Akashic record reading, we could too.
Okay. That sounds fine. Yeah.
Let's get through this question, and then
Okay.
if we do any Akashic record reading, I kind of have to say a key and open that up. But let's do this first. Let's do Diamond's question.
And if there is one, I'm gonna lump those together with the other. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. That way you're not going in and out of different modalities.
Well, I don't mind going out of different modalities. When I'm at fairs now in person, I do all modalities. So
wonderful.
Anything they want when I'm in front of an audience, and I do it.
You're a Renaissance woman. Well, all right. Hi, loving life. All right. So let's see what Diamond's coming up with. Diamond, what good changes? Yeah, I love that question. We need to know the good stuff. Oh, there was an epic flare, Lori? Another one? Oh.
Yeah. I heard that at the epic flare that just happened, that we should be able to see the Northern Lights
again. Okay. Yeah. My daughter got to see them last time. She's up in your neck of the woods. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're here. Glad you're here, loving life. All right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Mary.
Well, Diamond, I know your name, Diamond, in the chat is just, something you're using for the chat, but they're showing me that it's very appropriate for you. This is appropriate. So I'm kind of seeing you on my stage. The stage is dark, and it's like there is this diamond sparkling, glittering, turning. And so now, dear spirit guides of Diamond and angels, could you tell me what's next in store? What good things are on the way? So they're showing me that many, the thing about good things on the way is also us making them and seeing them for what they are. And so they're showing me you kind of like a detective, like you got this big magnifying glass and you're looking. And so what I'm going to take that as is they are instructing you to really look for the good. Look for the good that's coming. Okay, tell me a little bit more, please. They're saying you lead a rather blessed life in that you already possess this ability to see the good.
Mm.
You're telling me you're a more optimistic person? You're more connected, and that you yourself will be able to see these good changes coming.
Wow.
And tell me a little bit more, like, is this spiritual? Is this physical? What does that mean? Well, the best I can describe it is it feels like ease. It feels like a little bit of comfort and ease is happening here. That you're going to have a wonderful summer, and it feels like things are going to come easier to you. So that's nice to know.
It is nice to know. It is nice to know. Yeah, I believe it was one of my people here that whose husband is looking for work, and of course we know that's difficult, hard for all of
Mhm.
us. But somehow I think it's a bit easier to deal with in the summer. I don't know why than it would be in the winter. In the winter, we're kind of stuck inside and everything. At least now you can get outside and move around. But anyway, keep doing the rituals that you should be doing
Mm,
in order to, and look at the beauty. You walking with the white wolves. So,
wow.
keep doing the rituals. And everybody should know that our rituals are our business. We can make up whatever we want in order to access the higher realms. There's no right or wrong. So whatever it is you're doing, if you're doing some saging, or if you're working with crystals, or if you're outside working in the garden with the elementals, all of those things are ritualistic. And they're saying you're working your way toward being a prophet. And it also means too that you should pick a prophet, maybe not to deify, of course, but to learn from somebody like Saint Germain, somebody like Archangel Michael. I mean, they're not people. These prophets are beautiful. And for me, I love the Buddha. That's just one of mine. And I also love Green Tara. So those, I don't worship them, but I love their energy and I love working with them. And it said, all you need to do is give them your permission to come through. And we know that. Just give them permission to come in and sit in the stillness, knowing that they will be there. You can sit inside, outside, whatever you want to do, but you are pumped and primed like an old-fashioned water thing. You're ready. You're ready to learn. You're ready to learn. Yeah. No, Carl, it's all right. You're not dumb. I thought you were joking anyway. Yeah.
So,
Mary said she sent me a dream, and he said, how do you do that? I said, well, it's the email god. Yeah.
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 Do you want me to say the key
Go
real
right
quick?
ahead. So if you want to
Okay.
do one, you can. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So for those of you who want an Akashic record reading, meaning you want to talk to your Akashic records masters, it's a little like talking to your spirit guides, but the records masters are a little more direct. So it's you can ask more questions about your current life, your current, like, what's going on, your mission. Are you on the right mission? Are you on the right path? Um, but so you can ask a lot of different things. So for those who want that, I'm going to say the prayer of protection and then the key. If you don't want that, that's fine too. Just ask your questions. Uh, we will I'll try to answer no matter what. So here we go.
Yep.
Prayer reflection. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We connect ourselves to Metatron's grid of opalescent light. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. And so it is. And so I'm going to now read the key real quick. We open ourselves to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And if you're interested in doing this, put your focus on your crown chakra right now. Just kind of think about that area a lot. You might feel tingles or a heaviness. You might not, doesn't matter. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so the people watching this live and the people watching on replay are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them at this moment. I'm going to say that to myself two more times. Again. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of the people watching live and the people watching on the replay to receive the record of their soul. Okay, so now we're all
You're
ready.
all set.
All
All
ready,
right.
whatever.
So Mary Thornberry sent me a dream, which is extensive. So I'm going to try to do that on Tuesday night on my dream show. However, since you opened up the Akashic Records, it would be wonderful to know what her connection is with George Washington, because she has it. It keeps coming. And let's see if we can suss it out.
Is Mary in the audience right now?
She's in the audience. Yes, she's in the chat. Yep.
Okay.
Mary Thornberry. Yep.
Okay, so I have her permission to look in her Akashic Records. Okay.
I'm hoping, let me ask her. Is it all right, Mary? I said, let's bring in George today. We'll look at the whole dream on Tuesday. Could you just let us know? Hi, KK. Hi, Sue Toffee. Hi, Connie. Hi, Mary. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Mary. Yes, it's okay with Mary.
Okay. Yep. So
thank you, Mary. All right.
Okay, hang on a sec. So, hi, dear Akashic Records. So, dear Akashic Records masters, please introduce me to Mary's Akashic Records masters. You know, you just can't make this up. Well, you could, I guess, but So your team looks very I don't want to say legalistic, but you know, it looks like they look like they care a lot about that time of George Washington. They I don't actually see George on your team, but I get the feeling that there's a lot of that care about this, that maybe some of your team members come from that time. Some of the people that may have been behind the founding fathers helping are now on your team. Okay, so dear team, dear Akashic Records Masters of Mary, why does George Washington keep, what is Mary's connection to George Washington? Okay, so I'll just say kind of what they're saying. Mary, you have an expansive spirit such as George had. Your ability to build and construct things without having to put yourself into it, your ego into it, is part of what made George a good founding father.
Mm.
That you could see what others need. You could see beyond the now. Um, you share a lot of these qualities, and therefore we are trying to get a hold of you to remind you of that you share these
Wow.
qualities, that we want you to use these qualities in your current life.
It's amazing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
So
what
I
they
get
say.
the same thing really if in my cards. It's very interesting. It says, number one, you never have a problem with being yourself. And that is a quality George had because, of course, he was the first president. And so he was the one that set the gold standard. That's
Mhm.
the gold standard. And look, you work hard, and I know you do, Mary. But look, that's just exactly what Teri said. You've got the whole team with you from that time period. You have a huge team from that time period. So it wouldn't surprise me if you were someone that lived in that time period, not necessarily a founding father, but maybe a founding father's brother or sister or cousin or aunt or uncle or whatever. And you saw the whole thing unfold. And so
Mhm.
George simply is the personification of that energy. That's what
Right.
Teri said. And I
And,
think that's what this one is. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the energy that they were also showing me is the fact, if you really think about what him and the other founding fathers had to do,
Yeah.
they ha- they didn't know, they weren't
Yeah.
certain. They
That's correct. That's
No,
correct.
they actually had to work with a lot of,
Uncertainty.
possibility, a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
problematic things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Mary. Well, I hope that resonates, Mary. And so you won't be as not happy about having them around. Maybe you'll be a little happier about it. So, yeah, that's great. All right. Thank you for allowing us to do that, Mary. All right. So we have astrology happenings with Shaughnessy, and we'd love a message from work, career, or retirement. Teri must have a granddaughter there.
I do,
That's all
and
right.
sh making noise and so sorry.
That's what they do. That's all right. That's what they do.
Okay, astrology happenings with Shaughnessy. Okay, so Shaughnessy's
Oh, this is funny. Oh my goodness.
Shaughnessy. Huh. Okay, I'm actually talking with your, Akashic Records masters, and I am sorry to say that they go, uh." So, I'm like, "Come on, you guys are supposed to know." And they said, "This is truly up to you. This is
Mm,
truly up to you. In some ways, you will never retire because
none
you
of
have
us will.
you have an active mind. You have an
Mhm.
active spirit. It Even if you stop doing your job, your work, you're still gonna be doing other work. Um, this so they're not talking about money. They're not talking about that. They're talking about the fact that you are so active, you're always going to be finding something to do. They're sorry that they can't be more clear,
Mhm.
but this is what they always tell me again and again and again. This is our journey. This is
Yeah, I
our
know.
we
Yeah,
we took the ticket for this ride and we got to make the decisions too.
we
So,
do. Well, the cards are a little better, but they're a riot because I did. if I went through the cards to pick these, it would be like so obvious that I picked them for this astrology lady. Okay. But I didn't. I shuffled them. Star. You are a person who is well versed in the stars, and that is exactly what you need to be doing. There's in the cards anyway. They said you're very protected by this. You may have fallen back on it. It may have always been there, but you haven't done a lot with it. They want you to do more with it if you're not, or they want you to continue doing more with it, knowing that you are protected and that what you have is magic. So you can manifest the magic of the stars for other people because you know how to read them. Do you know how many people don't know how to do that? A lot of people are like, I don't know what it means when something's conjunct this or you know. Oh my God. And honestly, I did shuffle these. So yeah, that's what I get for you.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I knew your guides would do that. Your guides are like, figure it out. You have a brain. That's people's thoughts. That's not spirit stuff. Oh, so Martha said she did her own reading this morning and it made sense. But can you expand on anything? I may need to understand what you're missing. Should be what you're missing. All right, Martha.
So, Martha, of course, I don't know what your reading was, so you're going to have to take this and see if it fits into what you saw or experienced. But what I'm getting is that somehow you are missing that you have an audience. There's an audience watching you. And this audience is important because knowing that there's this audience, you may choose to do things more deliberately, or you may choose to give more explanations, or you may choose to do things more out loud. And for some reason, they're kind of giving me somebody who maybe has pulled a card and like, oh, and they say out loud what this card means rather than just thinking it inside or just telling them what the name of the card is. So it seems like that. Okay, yeah. I wondered if I was kind of getting this information right. So it's almost like you're teaching this audience that you can't see, and so
that's cool.
That's what I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah. So. Maybe it's different aspects of herself as well. I'm going to tell you, Martha, I have pulled cards for myself, but I don't trust my reading of them because I know too much about myself. But other times, it makes perfect sense. Or if something comes up ominous, I'm like, oh, I don't know, So what I get here is that your vibration has already lifted up to that 5D. You're almost there. And look, you're about to explode in that, and your DNA is being registered as well. So that could be the audience that Teri's talking about, the audience of many, the ascension of all of us and being up on that higher plane. What I love about the next card is the perspective. And that's really all we have is a perspective. And look, you can look through any of these lenses, and there's a lot of them. And in each lens, you're going to see something very, very different. So the fact that you did the reading, I love that. The fact you thought about it and you wanted more clarity. I would also write it down in a journal and what the cards were and how they were placed. And then later on, I do that every day with a specific deck. And then I go back and see what the patterns are. That helps me a lot because then I'm not so cued into just one day. I see the pattern. And it should be able to liberate you, you know, and this is what we're all hoping for, to be liberated from the 3D crap we have to live in. So, yeah, I would suggest that, but I love that you're doing it. I love that you're trying to figure it out, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much, Martha.
Aley,
Yeah.
can we go back to Shauna Say's last
Comment
there? Yeah, that last comment.
Yep.
She wants to leave the post office and do astrology full time. So next time you have me or somebody else on, Shauna Say, ask that question directly, because that's the other problem. Even the Akashic Records masters are more likely to answer a broad question broadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, it's good to know. Yeah, it's good to know. And KK, if you would please put in what kind of question you would like Teri to ask the Akashic Records masters. That helps. It's not just I want an Akashic reading, but what do you want to know? Was I living in, like with Mary, what's her connection to George Washington? That was very specific. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, right. So let's just talk about that really quick. So Akashic Records are good for looking at past lives or sometimes looking at future lives. But what I find the most exciting is now, asking about your life now. There's only a couple problems. They don't care about who you love, where you live, or how much money you make. Absolutely no interest in those.
No, they don't. And there's no judgment either from them. Yeah.
So if you want those kind of questions answered, you have to ask them obliquely, very obliquely, like, have I learned everything I came to learn with this person?
There you
You're
go.
Thinking about leaving somebody. Have I learned everything I need to learn at this job that I'm currently at? Is there a job that would help me learn better? So you got to be oblique with those questions because they don't care. That's human business. And okay.
Oh yes, they did answer through the cards, Shauna Say. That's very true. They did. But sometimes I wonder if it's just understanding the energy around you, that you want to do that, and the cards are saying they know that, they can see that. So there's the thing. Yeah. Okay, KK. Thank you, dear. All right. So Sharon O'Brien would love to hear from Grandma Grace. Her birthday is this Tuesday. Oh, that's my husband's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. I will be right back.
Okay. Well, Grandma Grace is amazing. I have a great Grandma Grace, so I thought she might also show up. Sometimes they do, but she didn't. But your Grandma Grace is here. I'm not really seeing her body per se, so actually I'm not getting much evidence, but she's talking right away. She's like, "Isn't this marvelous? Isn't this the most marvelous things happening?" So I think she's talking right now about the fact that we're all so open to spirit right now, that these things are just open. Okay, so Grandma Grace, what else would you like to tell Sharon? It's just marvelous. You're just marvelous. I am honored that you're thinking about my earthly birthday. She's like, please celebrate it by doing something good for yourself. Doing something that you, okay, so she's giving me a feeling. She's giving me the feeling like if someone gave you a piece of cake, you wouldn't eat it. Like I can't do the carbs or something. So the feeling that I'm getting is something a slightly naughty. Like she wants you to do something to celebrate the birthday that's for you, that you get to do, that's slightly naughty, that you would probably not usually do because it's a little naughty. Like, I don't know. If you haven't ever bought a tarot card deck, go buy a tarot card deck or do something. Do something for you in celebration of her. That's what she wants.
Oh boy, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. So I kind of get that as well. That she wants you to just enjoy her birthday because you remember it, and she's like, an act of love for me would be you just enjoying it. And look, the her hand is open and poised. I wonder if that's for cake. I don't know. So that's she just says, I remember so well when you were a little girl, and I still see you as that little girl. And you were such an innocent little thing. And oh my God, the memories I have of you. And I get here, was she fairly religious, or was she somebody that did some kind of work with, I mean, on here are these beautiful, there's candles, there's icons on here. It says a martyr, but, it could be that she was that as well. And what I mean by that is that she did everything, but she reminded people she did everything. So it's one or the other of those things. But she says, your strength will carry you through, Sharon. She says, I know you've been going through a really hard time, but you're working through it. And I'm going to send you more and more of this beautiful strength. When you see the flowers, you can remember me. So, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Our questions are closed, everyone. We're going through what we have right now. If you can help. All right. So Carl says, is an item in my former home positive for treasure? And will it be able to get it if we start digging this week? Is the military guy I saw in my dream when I lived there the one who buried it? Oh, Carl, you got some kind of a treasure you're going to dig for? Ooh.
Okay, well, let's take a look at
It's a
this.
mystery. Yeah.
Okay. The military man does appear as well here. And what I'm getting from him is a little bit of caution. I'm getting caution, like if a military man was digging up this treasure, that there would be an abundance of caution there. That so if you decide to dig this up, be careful, please. Be cautious. Don't just like dig like crazy. You might dig through some wires or something. Be cautious in the physical part of it. Be cautious in, if you do find treasure, opening it. Be very just
Mm-hmm.
don't just
Mm-hmm.
don't just go willy-nilly into this. So
Okay. He says he is a treasure hunter. That's what his job is.
okay.
So
So
I'm guessing that he probably knows
right.
that,
Okay.
but yeah. Yeah.
So let me just feel into this just a little bit more, since that's his job. I have a feeling that this, whatever's in there, has something to do with the military. That's why that military guy is there.
Mhm.
Is there going to be treasure there? Okay, so they're not showing me treasure, but they're showing me that you are going to like it, that you're going to be excited. It lifts, they're showing me lifting your spirit. So I think that this is going to be good. So, yay,
Okay. Yeah, it says 3 years in the making. He said this one is free though. So good. Good, Carl. Um,
yay.
yeah, I'm gonna, let's see, pull my cards here, and I'm getting that you're gonna like what you find, that it's an egg to be cracked. In other words, it's sitting there waiting for you. Um, and then I do get be careful, because it can be a double-edged sword. So I wonder if that's what Teri's talking about when she says be careful of wires, or that kind of thing. So just it's cautioning you to be careful. But I get that it looks pretty fertile for you, Carl. So it's not a treasure, but you like it. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool. Yep. Well, I hope you find it. I hope you find it. All right. So Bemused Shaman has two. She talked about this, and then she gave me an update. So she nods off and wakes at 3:30 a.m. real hot and uncomfortable. And then she says later, I've been in the Akashic Library with open books around me taking notes. Any insight into what I'm rediscovering? That's what she really wants to know. So there you go.
So, to your Akashic Records Masters, Bemused Shaman just wants to know more about all this. They're just acknowledging that you are on your journey with them, that you are indeed over there in the Akashic Records, surrounded by books, taking notes. And what they're saying is this is just the start, just the start. And I think the reason they're reminding me that that's kind of what my start was. I would go over and there'd be a book on the table, and then I have bookshelves in mine, and they would light up the book, and I would know, take that book and read it.
Oh, okay.
And I would pick up with the second I just touched the book. I didn't have to actually pick up the book, just touch the book that's lit up on color. I would be sucked into that life, and I would experience that life.
Wow.
And they're showing but this is a little bit, you're building something.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at these lives, taking notes, because there's some big knowledge going to come to you that and I also am getting, as I'm kind of getting into that, I'm noticing that it almost feels like you're building your next life. Like you're taking notes on these lives, like, oh, I like doing that. I like doing that. Oh, that was exciting. I want to do that again.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like
Mhm.
that you're building
Wow.
that. If I would really seriously consider taking some Akashic reading classes, like with Val Klingenbeck, uh,
Mhm.
because she's a really good teacher, and there's more levels than just looking at the books. So yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Um, I want to answer this question. I just want to say that uh, Shaughnessy, it's called the Golden Insights Oracle that I pulled from, if that's the deck you wanted to know about. And that one is available at Etsy, Golden Insights Oracle. Okay.
Hmm.
So for you, my dear Bermuda Shaman, I kind of get many same things as Teri. Here you're working on higher love, and what could be what could be higher than love of yourself and love of the way you wish to come back eventually, if you have another lifetime. There's just so much gold there. It's like you're going for the gold. You're working toward the gold standard. And you're going to manifest that because you're taking the time to do it. And you know what? If you're doing it even in the afternoons and you're waking up and you're all hot, you've been working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she said mind blown. Okay, good. Yeah, Teri has some great readings there, I tell you. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Linda J is our next person, and we have. Can I have a message about my meditation process? Okay, everybody's is different, so yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Linda J, thank you for asking this question because this is something I'm always curious about because I noticed that, mine's changed from time to time. And um, right now I'm in change. I'm in flux with
Mhm,
that. So,
mhm. Yeah.
so it's an interesting question. So dear Akashic Records Masters, could you introduce me to Linda J's team? Wow, Linda, you have a lot of, I want to say elementals on your team, but not exactly. Um, they're like elementals from another planet. Um,
Oh,
I've never
neat.
seen anything like them before. Never seen it.
Huh.
Which that I could practically say that every time I read somebody else's Akashic Records Masters. Okay,
Oh,
I
sure.
have I have barely dipped my toe into all that. Okay,
Mhm.
so dear Akashic Records Masters, what can you tell us about Linda's meditation process? Oh, they're all excited. They're all like, "Ooh, yeah, okay." So, oh, okay. They're saying there's nothing wrong with your practice. You're doing just fine. Keep it up. Keep it up. And they're saying, please be flexible because we are going, we send you down different paths sometimes.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
You may, in this practice, sometimes think, oh my goodness, why can't I keep my mind on this? Your mind was supposed to go with us.
Mhm.
That was part of the meditation for us to take you other places to experience more things. So just keep up what you're doing. Just start out the way you start out and then let us take over sometimes.
There you go. Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I get, of course. Attune your meditation to whatever it is for that day. So look at this. There's an elemental. Well, it's a bird actually, but when she said elementals, I'm thinking, wow. And look at the different colors. So I'm thinking that other planets, of course, have other colors and other things. But it could be that you're thinking about that, or you could be out walking and you just enjoy everything about you. That's a meditation. It's a walking meditation. There's nothing wrong with it. You could just be sort of like, I don't know, taking a short nap. A nap is also a meditation. So they say we want you to know there is an abundance of different ways you can do it. There is no right way or wrong way, but it's the way that works for you. A lot of people are like, I can't keep silent for a lot. So do a visualization. Listen to a visualization. And I was telling everybody the other day that Teri does that on her channel. She'll bring us in and we'll visualize different places that we go. That's a meditation. So all of these are within your reach. Please know that you are actually meditating, even if you don't think you are at certain times. So
Well,
thank you so much. Yeah,
yeah. Prayer, quiet time, all those things are part of meditation. Yeah. But
absolutely.
you, you,
Yep.
Linda, have interesting team.
All right. So loving life with love of reading. And just any general spirit message, I guess. Spirit
Okay.
message. Yeah.
So, this is just a general reading. I'm not going into the Akashic records or anything. But right away, my vision is filled with chiffon, as if
Ooh.
as if I'm looking at the end of a train of a dress sleeve or the train of a I don't not a wedding dress, I don't think, but and it's fluttering in the wind. It's fluttering in the wind, and it makes me feel like summer, just the perfect weather, the perfect temperatures.
Mhm.
Okay, so what does this mean for loving life? So they're basically saying, go with the flow, because I'm seeing flowy chiffon.
Mhm.
Um, hmm. They have created a lot of circumstances in your life to allow you to learn different lessons in the most gentle way. Oh my gosh, I think the chiffon recognize is showing me it's the gentlest way.
Mhm.
So you must be very, very sensitive to be able to learn in this gentle, gentle way.
Mm.
Oh,
Beautiful.
and they're saying, don't count yourself out. Just because you learn in this gentle way, just because that things are soft, you're tougher than you think.
There
Okay,
you
well,
go.
good.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
And I see that because she got courage. She's got great courage. She has that. She's a courageous person. And so
Mm,
how beautiful is that? And look at all of the the arteries and the branches that come with that. The next one I get for you is medicine. Now, we have to think about medicine and what it means besides pills,
right.
because medicine is also sunshine, warm breezes, um,
Mhm,
the clouds. And it could be meditation, it could be anything really. But the medicine that works for us best, the natural way, is what this is speaking about here. And even though there's a bottle here, it's like you can't bottle the sunshine, you can't bottle all the other things, but you can enjoy them and you can appreciate them, and that's what you do.
mhm.
And they say you have a lot of ingenuity. You really do. You can really see and foresee a lot of things before they come. So you have a very strong intuition, and trust it. Trust it because it's their gift to you. Yeah, you need gentleness. Well, that's good, sweetie. Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
well, maybe
Thank you.
that's saying more gentleness is coming towards you, maybe, because
That's
that's
right. That's
yeah.
right. It's beautiful. All right, so we have 4 more. Do you have another show right away,
Nope,
Terry? Or no?
I don't.
Okay. All right. So we have 4 more to finish up. We have Mary Hernandez Walker, who would just like a general reading.
General reading.
Yeah.
Swap.
Then I have Lena, KK, and Amanda will try to answer your question.
What does this mean? Wow, now this is really, really interesting. So, Mary, as soon as I kind of get in touch with your spirit, I immediately see a huge angel standing there, a huge angel.
Great.
But
Uh-huh.
that angel is holding like this um, big metal. There's a banner. It's got a big gold handle on it or rod, and the banner is there, and you are the banner. I'm
Oh,
seeing your spirit as the banner, and I'm like,
waving. Yeah,
"What
like
what's
you're
going
waving.
on here?" And they're saying
Cool.
so they're showing me you only in 2 dimensions. That's what they're that's why I'm seeing the banners, 2 dimensions. And they're letting you know that they're inviting you out to come into 3 dimensions. So what it is that you are spiritually growing. It seems like maybe you have a little bit of fear or reservations about this, and they're inviting you to come forward into the fullness. Go ahead and follow the things that you're starting to know, you're starting to experience. If you're already an experiencer, there's something big more for you right now. So go ahead, don't be afraid.
There
And
you go.
big old angel there with you. You know,
That's
bring up
cool.
you.
That's cool. We all have them, and we can call them anytime, Mary. We can just say, Angel, my personal guardian angel, please come help me right now.
Right. Yep.
Oh. So here's what I get. Look at the big picture. When you're trying to figure something out, look at the whole thing. Look at it from physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and know that you've got that pretty well grounded in there. And so there's that idea. And they're saying you are rife for an adventure. Look at this. I love this picture because she's just holding up all these gold bubbles, and they could be coins. I don't know. But don't be afraid to go on an adventure. Jump right into it and know that you're going to enjoy it. Go in with a positive attitude. And this comes along with it, jumping, trust. Yeah. So really, you got the big picture of what it is you're going to do. Go on the adventure and trust that you're following the way that you should be following in order to get there. So
I think she is the big picture.
I think she might be. I think she might be the big adventure. Yeah. All right, Teri. The last two are basically asking the Akashic Records masters. So I try to keep that in there. So KK wonders about a past life that would be similar to this one.
Okay, I'm going to just take a few deep breaths. Hang on a sec. They do have me at a life, but I'm trying to just exactly find you in the life here. Hang on. Okay. Right away when they took me to this life, my vision was just filled with roses, pink roses, and just right all in my face. And I'm like, oh, are you saying she was a rose in the last life? I mean, people can actually do things like that, but I'm like, double checking, and they're like, no, 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 look down, look down. And so then I see you in the past life. So you're a man, you're a gardener. You are a gardener on a big estate, like in England, and I want to say 1800s ish, not now, ago. So the gardener, hang on just a sec, let me kind of interact a little bit more. So this gardener, this man, is not the kind of man that people would have liked very much, because he is clearly into the plants. He's he's clearly, to me, is like channeling their energy. He knows way more about the natural world than the regular world. He knows enough to not get into trouble. He knows how to be around other people, but let me tell you, this man wants to be. This is the love of his life. Working in the garden, working with plants, working with things, and he knows a little bit about their magic. So, Masters, will you move me to an important time in this life that affects KK now? Hmm. So they're taking me farther along. When you're older, you are still a gardener. You're not working full time anymore because you're older. Your body's a little bit more, um, you know, taken a toll on from being a gardener and doing all this heavy work. You have a lot of people under you that help you, but you feel lonely. I can sense a real deep loneliness because you are so focused on your interaction with plants that you didn't make enough human connections to have enough friends, enough people around you. So you're a little lonely. And they don't show me your end or anything because they're ending it now, saying this is part of the point. Make sure that you don't neglect the people around you because they don't want you to be lonely. They don't want loneliness of spirit later on. So make sure to not just focus on the things you love doing in life, but to focus on the people around you to bring in their spirits to help you along as well.
Okay. So first she says she has 2 pink rose bushes in her yard, one in memory of her grandma Rose. Then she says, I can relate to this. I'm not much of a gardener now, even though I want to plant a garden. Now I'd much rather be around nature and animals. So right, not much human connection whatsoever. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an
Work.
admonition. Yeah, there's your admonition.
So of course, what you take from what I told you is way more important than what I'm saying. But I would kind of get from this that don't neglect the human side, even though you love the
Right.
animal nature side. So
Absolutely. I got here ancestors, and that's funny because I think your ancestors are saying the same thing. They're recognizing you for planting the rose. And I will tell you this, KK, I'm not a big person with a garden either. But now I'm beginning to be one because I'm more home than I was before. But I'm doing it more for my mom. She's the one that always wanted the garden. So I understand what Teri's saying. But look, they're also saying your vibration is fabulous. That, from that past life that you did live, you have lifted your vibration and you're much more spiritual than you were in that lifetime. And they're applauding you for that, I think. So, yeah, I understand. And you're still so young. And it's hard, but those are the lessons we learn are the hardest ones. The hardest lessons we learn are the ones we most need to hear, we most need to do. So, yeah. All right. So my apologies to Lena because I missed her first, and then we'll go to Amanda. She just wants a finance reading, and so let's see for the next 2 months.
Okay. So, okay, dear Lena's spirit team, can you give her finance reading for the next 2 months? Okay, Persia. Well, Lena, it seems like financially wise, the next 2 months are not going to be bad. They're not gonna be extra good. They're just gonna be what I would guess would be kind of normal for you.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
they they're putting something else in my vision. So what they put in my vision right away was like this clear money jar, and they dropped gold coins into it, and they filled it up so high. Not all the way to the top, but just so high. Just what and then I asked him, "What does normal look like? What would be kind of a regular, like, I could say this is just a regular thing?" And they showed me that, and it looked regular. Didn't look excessive, and it didn't look poor either. But beside it was a different jar, another jar full of it wasn't the same shape jar, and it was full of red, and so they let me know that that is the kind of the heart jar, the
Mm.
of the and they're saying, "Don't neglect that jar. Don't consider just that this wealth jar is important. The wealth of your heart is more important. Collect those things."
I
And that
love that. Oh my
yeah.
God. I needed to hear that. Thank you. Thank
Mm,
you. It was
you're welcome.
beautiful. Um, yeah, I get here, life is like a tree. Finances are like a tree. You grow them, then they branch out because you have to pay for this, or you have to pay for that, or you have to pay for this. But there'll always be enough to get you by. You have to believe that and let it go. And also remember, as Teri's guides have said, or your guides have said, that it's more important not as to be wealthy in other things, wealthy in health, wealthy in relationships, wealthy in love, any of those things. You're feeling caged, and when we feel caged, that's a hard place to be, because we feel like we have to be frugal, we can't spend any money, we want the freedom to do what it is we want to do. And there are times in our lives, unfortunately, but we have the key. It's just trying to find that key, and making sure that once we open that door, that we don't get locked out of it at some point. But it says here, we know you want to be heard. And so I would either, talk to your boss or talk to somebody and say, look, I've been working here. I do a really good job for you. I'm never sick. I never am missing out of work. Is it going to be a raise for me in my future? So, be assertive in a nice way, not aggressive, but just ask for what you want. There you go. Happy Sunday, Michelle. It's good to see you. All right. The last one we have is beautiful Amanda. And she said there's a man named Mike G that has a very big effect on her. Who was he to me in a past life? This is important for me to know. All
Okay.
right, Amanda. There you go.
So Amanda has this man, Mike, that has an outsized effect on her. What was he to her in a different life? Is Do you want to show me more than just that? Is he been in more than one life? Okay, so they showed me 3 lives really quick. I mean, just like boom, 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 jumped around real quick. The first one seemed to be the funnest, and he was an absolute annoyance to you in another life. What I saw was some of a scene somewhere, maybe like the 1700s, 1800s, and he was like a tinker, a peddler. He had a cart and a horse, and he would pull this up near where you lived. Um, not a house. I'm not quite sure what. I mean, this isn't the loveliest dwelling in the whole world, but he teased you. He poked. Yeah, he teased you. He was kind of a pain in your side a little bit. He might tease you fun. He was flirting. He was flirting, but he was also just he was just there to poke that life around along. You lived a life of that was a little bit more scary. That you didn't take as many chances. You were, and rightly so. You were very cautious about what might happen in that life, and his job in that particular life was to shove you on a little bit, like to make you just a little more brave. Okay, and then they hopscotched real quick to another life, and uh, he was your son once.
Hmm.
And so, it can be challenging raising a son. And you were a woman in that first life I described. You were a woman, he was a man. And again, you were a mother, a woman, and he was your son. And that life, though, was not so much about poking. It was more a life of love and ease. And then what was the third one? Show me the third one again. A brother, who he was an older brother, and he took care of you, and he kind of smoothed the way for you. But in each of these, the theme that I'm getting is he was somebody who cared about your spirit, cared about you, and pushed you forward a little bit, pushed you out of your comfort zone a little bit because you needed to grow spiritually and keep going. So that's what I get. I hope we'd love a little feedback to find out if I'm on the
So
right track here a little.
it could be that the reason you're feeling it the way you are is because those are all very close relationships, but they aren't perhaps the relationship maybe that you want this time. And I don't know if you're already with somebody else, I'm not suggesting you leave or anything, but I'm getting here that he's looking for your permission. He's looking for your permission and for a transformation of this particular relationship to something else, because the familiarity is so he's feeling the familiarity as much as you are, I think. Those are very, very close relationships that Teri was just explaining. And he wants to liberate you from karma, or the karma between the two of you, at least, to work through whatever it is that you weren't able to finish in the last time you were together. So that's what I get. And of course, these are just regular cards, but I find that I've had that happen with people before as well. And it is very powerful. I really do believe that. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you, Teri Suzuki. I love having you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, moderators. And we appreciate you, and we will see you soon.
Aley, can I close the records real quick?
You may close the records.
Okay, thank you. I'll just do it real quick. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the record of the people watching in live and the people watching in the replay. The records are now closed.
Thank you, Teri. Amanda said it makes sense to her that this person has always been her security, but he's always also been pushing her. So that's good, honey. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.